Hello, welcome to Famous in America. Happy New Year to all of you. May this year be full of peace, health, and prosperity. Today, January 1st, 2023, we are going to portray the last losses of 2022. Another very young celebrity left us, see in this video. Really, 2022 was cruel to us. Many of us lost relatives and friends, and the question you don't want to shut up is, what's really going on? Are we entering a new era? Is the COVID vaccine the great villain of history, or is there something behind it that we still don't know? In fact, talking to our subscribers via email or private, we were unable to reach a definitive conclusion. What we do know is that the death toll is very high and our celebrities are suffering as much as we are, don't you think? Leave in the comments what you think about our doubts. We would love to know and discuss with you. Keeping with the usual tradition, if you're new here and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and help us grow even more and bring our content to many more people. Your like and comment is also of great importance to us. Shall we start then? British fashion designer Vivienne Westwood died this Thursday, December 29, 2022, at the age of 81. Westwood made a name for herself with controversial punk and new wave styles in the 1970s, becoming known for her androgynous designs, slogan t-shirts, and irreverent attitude towards social norms and institutions. She was known as a staunch activist and took to the catwalk causes she cared about, such as climate change. In 2006, she received the title of Dame, awarded by Queen Elizabeth II for her services to fashion. Derbyshire-born Westwood worked as a schoolteacher before opening Let It Rock clothing shop on London's King's Road with her then-partner Malcolm McLaren in the early 1970s. In late 1975, McLaren began managing a punk rock band made up of shop regulars, the Sex Pistols. They rose to fame wearing outfits designed by Westwood and McLaren. Westwood's creations were worn by celebrities, such as model Dita Von Teese, who wore a purple dress to marry singer Marilyn Manson, and Princess Eugenie, who wore 3 of the designer's dresses to Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding. In addition to the attention to climate change, Westwood has vocally advocated for the release of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, who is fighting extradition to the US, where he faces charges under the Espionage Act. In 2012, she visited him at the Ecuadorian embassy in London and, in 2020, she dressed in yellow and put herself in a giant cage warning about Assange's situation. Barbara Walters, legend and one of the most notable women on television in the United States, died this Friday, December 30, 2022, at the age of 93, her home said. Longtime broadcaster ABC News. She died at her home in New York City. The cause of death has not been revealed so far. In a career spanning 5 decades, Walters has interviewed celebrities and an array of world leaders including Cuba's Fidel Castro, Great Britain's Margaret Thatcher, Libyan ruler Muammar Gaddafi, Iraqi ruler Saddam Hussein, Russian presidents Boris Yeltsin and Vladimir Putin, and every U.S. president and first lady since Richard and Pat Nixon. She was one of the pioneering women in a profession previously dominated by men. Really, Barbara was an example of a woman, and the world of news gets poorer from now on. Walters was the first female anchor on an American network nightly news show and one of TV's most prominent interviewers. In 1997, she created the popular ABC women's talk show, The View. And, from 2002 to 2013, he hosted the talk show, The Barbara Walters Special. She became the highest-paid TV journalist in the country, earning up to $12 million a year for ABC, according to Variety magazine. In 1999, he got the largest American audience for a journalist interview by hosting Monica Lewinsky. Celebrity interviews were also a major part of Walters' repertoire, and for 29 years, she hosted a pre-Oscar talk show featuring Oscar nominees. She also had an annual Most Fascinating People show, but quit when she decided she was tired of celebrity interviews. Walters was highly awarded for her work. She was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Awards, the most prestigious award in the U.S. given to programs and television professionals, for 12 times in the category of Best Informational Special with her program, The Barbara Walters Special, and won in the first nomination, in 1983, along with producer Beth Polson. She has also won the Daytime Emmy Awards 3 times. The first was in 1975 on NBC's Today program. Then, in 2003 and 2009, she won Best Talk Show Host for The View. It also won a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2000 and a News and Documentary Emmy for coverage of the turn of the millennium. Modest Mouse drummer Jeremiah Green died on December 31, 2022 at the age of 45 after losing his battle to advanced stage cancer. The death was confirmed by the American indie rock band on Instagram. Yet another celebrity dies in the prime of life. It is really very sad to see people so young leaving life in such a cruel way. Green was one of the founding members of Modest Mouse, formed in 1993 in the United States. In 2003, he even left the group, but returned the following year. The band has several concerts scheduled, but they still don't know if they will be able to keep the agenda. The other band members are still too shocked by the news to define something so immediately. What we hope is that they continue their excellent work, even to keep the memory of this great drummer alive. American singer Anita Pointer, member of the award-winning group Pointer Sisters, died on Saturday, December 31, 2022, aged 74, victim of cancer. Along with her sisters Bonnie, June and Ruth, Anita founded the soul group that delighted fans around the world with hits like I'm So Excited, Jump, and Fire. The Oakland, California-based group released their first album in 1973 and were recognized with 3 Grammy Awards during their career. Pointer passed away on New Year's Eve at her home in Los Angeles, surrounded by her family. While we are deeply saddened by the loss of Anita, it comforts us to know that she is now with her daughter, Jada, and her sisters June and Bonnie, and in peace, the singer's family said in a statement. Heaven is a beautiful and loving place with Anita there. Rest in peace, Anita. Pope Benedict XVI dies aged 95. The first pope to resign in nearly 600 years, Joseph Ratzinger's health had been failing in recent years. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI died this Saturday, December 31, 2022, aged 95, after experiencing a sudden worsening of health in recent days. The wake is scheduled to begin on Monday, January 2, 2023 in St. Peter's Basilica, with the funeral on Thursday, January 5, 2023, in St. Peter's Square, presided over by Pope Francis, according to the Vatican. Joseph Ratzinger's health had been failing in recent years. The Vatican had said on Friday, 30, in a statement that his condition was serious but stable, with constant medical attention. Since his resignation on February 10, 2013, the German theologian has lived in a small monastery in the Vatican. Although the most striking gesture of his pontificate was his resignation, the almost 8 years in charge of the Catholic Church were also marked by robust theological texts, a conservative line on moral issues, and scandals of political disputes and leaks of Vatican documents. The so-called WikiLeaks. Pope Benedict XVI surprised the world when he announced his resignation, in Latin, during a routine meeting with cardinals present in Rome. Many popes of the modern era even considered resigning for health reasons, including Paul VI and John Paul II, but none of them had materialized that decision. At the time, aged 85, Benedict XVI said that the reason for leaving office was the lack of strength in mind and body. In today's world, subject to rapid changes and agitated by issues of great relevance to the life of faith, to govern the boat of St. Peter and proclaim the gospel, it is also necessary to have vigor, whether of body or spirit, vigor which, in recent months, has diminished in me, to such an extent that I have to recognize my inability to administer well the ministry entrusted to me, said Pope Benedict XVI when he resigned. We hope the Pope found peace in his last moments.